Hello, my name is Benisa Belaya, and this is my screencast for Unit 10. My observations this week were located at the student apartment complex behind my apartment at the University of Alaska Fairbanks. My observations were taken from March 24th through the 28th at about 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. each day. The nearest National Weather Station location was at the Fairbanks International Airport. This is my air temperature chart. It's kind of hard to see due to the fact that it looks like some overlapping has been involved with the data from the National Weather Station and my observations as well. On day 1, March 24th, 11:30 a.m., the current temperature on the left was 39.4 degrees Fahrenheit, so that would be 4.1 degrees Celsius. And the current right temperature was 39.5 degrees Fahrenheit, 4.2 degrees Celsius. My max left temperature was 40.2 degrees Fahrenheit, 4.6 degrees Celsius, and my max right temperature was 40.1 degrees Fahrenheit, 4.5 degrees Celsius. My minimum left temperature was 15.3 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 9.3 degrees Celsius, and my minimum right temperature was 15.1 degrees Fahrenheit and negative 4.4 degrees Celsius. The sky was clear and sunny with no precipitation, no wind. The Beaufort scale was at 0 as well. On day 2, March 25th at 12 p.m., the current temperature was 21.3 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 5.9 degrees Celsius, and the current right temperature was 21.5 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 5.7 degrees Celsius. The left maximum temperature was 47.2 degrees Fahrenheit, 8.4 degrees Celsius, and the right maximum temperature was 47.3 degrees Fahrenheit, 8.3 degrees Celsius. The minimum temperature on the left was 25.3 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 3.7 degrees Celsius, and the minimum right temperature was 25.1 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 3.6 degrees Celsius. The Beaufort scale number was at 0. It was partially cloudy that day with no precipitation. On day 3, March 26th, at 11:35 a.m., the current temperature on the left was 31.2 degrees Fahrenheit and negative 0.4 degrees Celsius, and the current right temperature was 31.4 degrees Fahrenheit and negative 0.3 degrees Celsius. The max temperature on the left was 52.3 degrees Fahrenheit and 11.2 degrees Celsius. The maximum right temperature was 52.1 degrees Fahrenheit and 11.3 degrees Celsius. The minimum left temperature was 32.2 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.1 degrees Celsius, and the minimum right temperature was 32.1 degrees Fahrenheit and negative 0.4 degrees Celsius. The Beaufort number was at 0, and it was mostly cloudy that day with some clouds. We had some circumulus clouds out that day with no precipitation. On day 4, March 27th at 2:30 p.m., the current temperature on the left was 46.2 degrees Fahrenheit, 7.8 degrees Celsius. On the right current temperature, it was 46.3 degrees Fahrenheit, 7.8 degrees Celsius. The max temperature on the left was 46 degrees Fahrenheit, 7.7 degrees Celsius, and on the right, maximum temperature was 46 degrees Fahrenheit, 7.7 degrees Celsius. The minimum temperature on the left was 19 degrees Fahrenheit and negative 0.7.2 degrees Celsius. The right minimum temperature was 19 degrees Fahrenheit and negative 7.2 degrees Celsius. The Beaufort number for this day was at 0. It was mostly cloudy that day we had some circumulus clouds out with no precipitation. On day 5, the last day of observation, March 28th, at 2:08 p.m., The current left temperature was at 43.2 degrees Fahrenheit and 6.2 degrees Celsius. The current right temperature read at 43.4 degrees Fahrenheit and 6.3 degrees Celsius. The maximum temperature on the left was 45.2 degrees Fahrenheit, 7.3 degrees Celsius, and the maximum right temperature was 45.1 degrees Fahrenheit and 7.2 degrees Celsius. The minimum left temperature was at 19.2 degrees Fahrenheit and negative 7.1 degrees Celsius, and the minimum right temperature was at 19.4 degrees Fahrenheit and negative 7 degrees Celsius. The Beaufort number was at 0 that day with partial clouds, with partial cloud coverage, and there was no precipitation that day. Now we're going to take a look at the barometric pressure chart here. And on day 1 of March 24th, we had a barometric pressure of 1,012.6 millibars and 29.88 inches of mercury. On the second day of March 25th at about noon, we had a barometric pressure of 995.9 millibars and 29.38 inches of mercury. On the third day of observation, March 26th at about 11:35 a.m., we had a barometric pressure of 994.9 millibars and 29.36 inches of mercury. On the fourth day of observation, on March 27th at about 2:30 p.m., there was a barometric pressure of 1,000.4 millibars and 29.52 inches of mercury. And on the last day, on March 28th at about 2:08 p.m., the barometric pressure was at 1,001.2 millibars with 29.55 inches of mercury. Okay, now we're going to transition into talking about the TV weather charts over the 5 days of my observations. And on Tuesday, March 24th, you can see that we have a couple of high-pressured systems over here. And then we have some snow over in the sea over to the left, the southwest of Alaska. And over here at the bottom, you can see a low pressure system moving up. And we have some rain in the Gulf of Alaska over here. Alaska itself looks pretty clear. So I guess that matches up how it's been sunny. There has not been very many clouds out in the center of Alaska here in Fairbanks. And in this one on Wednesday, March 25th, you can see that Alaska has now gotten some partial cloud movement moving in here, and it matches what I have put down for that day, partial cloud coverage. And you can see a high pressured system over here over to the left of Alaska in the sea, and you have a low pressured system as well as some rain going on in the south Gulf of Alaska over here. And you can see some fog in the very upper north of Alaska as well. On the third day, as you can see here, more clouds have moved into Alaska, and from my observations, there was mostly more cloud coverage over in the Fairbanks area. And you can also see the low pressure system starting to move up closer towards Alaska as well. And you still have that high pressured system over to the left into the Bering Sea. And you also have a low pressured system moving in from the east into Alaska from Canada there, as well as again, we see a lot of some of the rain over in the Gulf of Alaska over here. In this TV weather chart, you can see that more clouds have moved into Alaska. and you still have the rain going on in the Gulf of Alaska, and you can see a high pressured weather system has moved in from the east as well, and you still have a few low pressured systems in the south of Alaska, as well as a high pressured system again in the Bering Sea, and a low pressure system up in the upper left corner here. Okay, and then today's weather for Saturday, March 28th, you have very little low pressure systems here, and we have some showers of rain and snow in this chart, it looks like. And that is all I can pick up from this chart. Now, lastly, we're going to take a look at the GOES images from Wednesday. You can see on Wednesday it was fairly sunny out with very little cloud coverage. And you can see in the visible chart here that there is shows that we have some broken cloud coverage, and then we have the infrared image as well as the water vapor, and the water vapor will shows you just how much water is being held in a particular location. And this will conclude my screencast for Unit 10.